Okay guys, what's up? How are you? Here, we just arrived a few moments ago. That's the bus terminal here in Marinilla, Antioquia, here in Colombia. But I'm going to use this as a backdrop, talk about this a little bit, this town here in Oriente Antioqueño in South America, Colombia, a country in South America for those of you who don't know. But the purpose of this video is twofold: to show you parts of this town and also to talk about one of my first experience in India, my first days when I was in Mumbai. So let's keep going. Chale chalo. So it's a beautiful day here, check it out. It's very beautiful and I'm bringing it to you on the GoPro. So let's get to walking and talking. As long as the horse doesn't run over yours truly, that would not be happy news. So let's go. Marinilla is a very lively town. People are very nice here in Colombia. And it's a Saturday. So as you see the sights, let me tell you about my nice beautiful woman. I always like admiring beauty. So I will tell you about my first experience in Mumbai in India back in 2019. So look at this little house. It's like in between everything. So I arrived in Mumbai or Bombay, India back in 2019 on February 7th. And boy was I so happy to have finally made it to India. I tried for almost 5 years to go, saving money, working, but it was a hard time. There was not the whole 5 years, but like something like almost 4 years, because I was my mood, my self-esteem was down, everything. I didn't really value myself, you know, because of my self-esteem being low. So finally it paid off, like in India. Check it out, with the fruit carts and everything, little vegetable carts people selling, like this gentleman right here. This you don't see in India. It's called zapote. That fruit right there is zapote. And not even this one. This one is called mamoncillo. Very nice fruit. So this is a very lively town. So which way shall we go, George? Let's go this way. So I make it to India. I flew from Medellin, Colombia, where I was living at the time, and Medellin, Colombia. So I flew from Medellin, Colombia to Miami. I went up to see a friend, an old school friend from high school. We were friends since ninth grade in New York City, in Queens, New York. We were friends, and we reconnected again. And his descendants, or wow, it's windy, so sorry about the wind. I don't have a wind mic. I just don't, anyhow. So my apologies. So my friend, his name is Brian, but his spiritual name or Indian name is Shubha or Subha. I forgot now. Wow, because he only told me back in those days. So go ahead. So he hello. So he told me to visit him in Florida, near Orlando, before I would go to India. So part of my India trip was, I took 5 days out of my India trip to go visit him in terms of my vacation time. So I went and we saw each other. No, he's a motorcycle. So Brian, his ancestry, his parents were from, okay, his dad already passed away, his mom is still alive. Brian's mom and dad are Trinidad Trinidad in the Caribbean, and check this beautiful architecture out here. So Trinidad, and so a lot of the people that live in Trinidad have ties to India, because Trinidad was one of those islands where a lot of people from India went over by boat looking for new opportunities, like 120 years ago, 100 years ago, I don't know how long ago. And so his family heritage is Indian and Portuguese, but mostly Indian, because you look at his brothers and everything, and sister and family, and I remember meeting his cousins. They all have that Indian look in general, from different, and I think their family originally was from South India, around Goa, and they have Portuguese blood in them because of the Portuguese when they had Goa as part of their rule. So anyway, I visited Brian for 5 days, and we lost touch again because Brian was going through some difficulties in his life, I think, and whatnot. And so I tried to reach out to him again, to contact him, to talk to him more, see if we would visit again, but it didn't happen. This is the cultural house here, Casa La Cultura, here in Marinilla, and you can see some of the paintings, artwork of the revolutionary period when the Grand Colombia, the big Colombia, which was not just Colombia but Venezuela, Ecuador, and I think Peru, they wanted to liberate themselves from Spain. They did in Simon Bolivar. Simon Bolivar was that. And this is the cultural house here, and this is a nice looking chandelier, and this is the name of the town, Marinilla, and there's all this history there in Spanish. And they got a museum here where they opened up for cycling recently. And this is an old house, this is the old architecture here, and Casa La Cultura. It's very nice. And the museum, historic museum. And then they got something over there about the crosses. It's beautiful, check it out. It's a very nice design, and this was turned into the cultural house so they can have music classes, artwork, art classes, and other types of things. And they got the municipal public library over there called Berenice Gomez Acevedo. Let me just show you the crosses over here for a second. You'll see the crosses, and look at that. That's the main chapel, the main church here. And they have a festival here in January called La Vaca en la Torre. La Vaca en la Torre. And it's because people used to look up at the church from an angle, and they would see that cow. And this, Indians, you would love this, because part of the cultural thing, and there were cows pasturing back there behind, up on the hill, and it looks like if the cow were in the tower. So this is the name of the town, Marinilla, Antioquia. So they say that they thought that the cow was up on the tower, the church tower, but no, it just looked like that, so that's what they call it. La Vaca en la Torre, the cow in the tower. And this right here is the crosses, the cross stuff. They have different Catholic crosses right there. And it's a nice museum, crosses from all over the world. And let me just show you very quickly. As you can see, some beautiful crosses from all over the world in terms of Catholicism, the Catholic way. And I came here before, like 3 months ago, and this is another part of the museum about some of the famous people here from the town, the colonial period, in terms of fighting the Spanish rule to gain independence. So you see Christ on the cross, and they're from Europe. So I think some of these are from Europe, Germany, Europe, whatever, South America, Colombia. So yeah, different little things. So if you come to Medellin and you want to visit a nice town for a day trip from Medellin, I recommend you come up here and you check out this town, Marinilla. It's only about a 1 hour trip max, about 50 minutes. Should be no more than 50 to 1 hour. And look at this old piano right here. It was donated. This piano is probably 200 years old. And a nice donation that one of the townspeople that used to live here, a famous townsperson, gave. Here's a cannon, an old cannon looking thing right there. They just keep it as a relic now. And some things of the pre-Hispanic cultures here, before the Spanish came. These things were found here in Colombia, so they preserve them here because they were found somewhere, I don't remember where. And so this is not by the Spanish, this is by the pre-Hispanic people, the people that were here, that have been here for thousands of years. So yeah, let's go. Chale chalo. Apke ze hai? Apke ze hai? Maiti ko. So this is beautiful. Sundar. Bahut sundar. Bahut sundar. I'm learning Hindi, studying as much as I can. So anyway, my friend, I visited him for 5 days, Brian. And then he drove me to the Orlando airport. I took a flight down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, because there was no flight that day to go down to Miami, and my flight was from Miami to Qatar, and Qatar to Mumbai on Qatar Airways. But from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale was a different flight. I don't remember what company. So anyway, I flew, and then at the Fort Lauderdale airport, I had to take a van that takes some people from the Fort Lauderdale airport to the Miami International Airport, and each person at that time in 2019 had to pay like $25 US. I think it was $25 US. So it's a beautiful day here. So I took it. It was nice. Talked to the guy, the driver. He was from Bulgaria or from Turkey, married to a Colombian woman or Argentinian woman or something. Wow, I have never seen this. I've been to Marinilla a few times. I had never seen this. Little chapel here looks beautiful. Look at that little white chapel. Beautiful. And look at that architecture there. Alright. Hey doggy, how are you, doggy? Oh, doggy's not happy, but I love doggies anyway, so I'm not angry. I know some doggies don't like people or scared of people. So this is the chapel. So anyway, so I fly, I catch the flight. I'm stoked. Well, I wasn't really stoked. That's a lie. I was depressed. There's a video, I'm going to leave the link here, somewhere in here if I remember, or at the end of the video, about how India saved my life. I was going to India to end my life, my existence in Varanasi, because of crazy stuff that would happen in my life that I let those things get to me. I took them personally, I took them seriously, and today, now, I can't tell you more than just I take zero personally. Carrera Dolores. Look at that beautiful balcony. And look at these beautiful little houses here, old school. And they're repairing one of them right there, the rooftop. So, it's windy, it's windy. It's nice wind. So I catch the flight. I'm not that happy, I'm depressed. I'm just waiting to get to India and to go from Mumbai to Bhubaneswar and Jagannath Puri, because I want to go to Jagannath Puri before I end my life in this world. And then from Jagannath Puri I go to Varanasi. I go to Bodh Gaya, and then I go to, from Bodh Gaya I go to, because I wanted to go see the land where Buddha became illuminated, Siddhartha Gautama. So anyway, I fly out of Miami, and you know, the whole way on the flight I'm thinking about, you know, I'm leaving this world. I'm telling you, these are travel stories and about my first experience in India. But before you even get in there, I'm telling you a little bit of this. Some people here playing pool, Colombian type pool. A lot of motorcycles here. So I fly on Qatar Airways all the way to Qatar. I change planes, then I take another one to Mumbai. So as the plane, and I'm only imagining this, guys, that which way am I going here? Over here. As I'm on the plane from Qatar to Mumbai, somewhere in mid-flight we cross into Indian territory, airspace, and all those thoughts of ending my existence disappear. I start feeling this, but I didn't really notice it. It just happened, and I start feeling this shanti, the shakti, the happiness. I'm feeling happy, and I get to Mumbai, the plane touches down, I'm super happy. I'm so happy. I'm like, really, wow. And I totally forgot about those feelings of depression, of not wanting to live. But then let me tell you about India itself, Mumbai, because this is about Mumbai. So I had to lead the story up to this point to my arrival in Mumbai. I arrive in Mumbai on February 7th. I take off from Miami, Florida, USA on February 5th in the evening, like around 6 p.m. 6:20 or something like that, the flight. And then we fly for like almost 2 days. February 7th we get to Mumbai at 2:30 in the morning, 2:30 a.m. Wow, look at how beautiful these balconies are. They preserve the architectural style, at least of the town square here, the main square. Look how beautiful it is. And we have all these tables outside where people could just sit and have a soda pop, a fruit juice, have some snacks, or if you're an alcoholic person, I mean like to drink alcohol, then you could drink some alcohol, beer. I don't, none of that for me, no thank you, I pass. So we land at 2:30 in the morning. I'm happy. I'm feeling so happy. And I go through immigration. I'm walking out. I'm feeling walking out of the plane onto the airport terminal where we go through. I go through immigration. I wait in line for that one of the Indian guys to just, hi, how are you? Good, thanks. Sorry, I'm making a video right now. Thanks. Thank you. So yeah, because I'll lose thread if the girl wants to sell me something. So I'm at least there in Mumbai in India. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Good? USA. USA. Hello. So this guy looks whiter than me, but he's Colombian. He looks whiter than me, more gringo than I am. Look at the beautiful church right up there. Look at the church. It looks beautiful. Wow. So let me go this way. It's a little hot. The camera, I want the GoPro to overheat over me. Trying to find a little nice warm spot here where there's no music playing. So let me tell you, I go through immigration and everything. Immigration, and I'm just gonna have to walk. I'm gonna have to walk this way because there's just everybody's in the park right there, as you can see, and they're just in the shade looking for shade, some cover. So I got to look for some cover somewhere else because it's a beautiful sunny day here in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, baby. This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Are you feeling me? Oh yeah. So here we go. I'm just trying to stay away from the music because they won't let me speak, and then a copyright claim might probably get me to silence what I'm telling you, and the story will be lost. Being a YouTuber is not an easy task, ladies and gentlemen. Not easy at all. Okay, let me go this way. At least it's gonna be quieter and not hot. So the story about La Vaca en la Torre, that's the tower right there, and people would be sitting on that side of the park over there where the municipal mayor's office is, and they would look at the tower, and behind the tower the hills were high, before all this was constructed up, built up, and there were cows pasturing up on the hill. This is hills here. It's a hilly area. This town is built on hills. So I go through immigration. The Indian immigration officer looks at my passport, asks me for my yellow fever, international yellow fever malaria card, vaccination thing. I have that because I got it here in Colombia and all that. So I get through. So then he gives me the official visa. I didn't know how that worked. I had gotten the electronic visa for 60 days back in December 2018 online. The electronic visa, the e-visa, 60 days, cost me like $80. And it was awesome. I was so happy to have gotten that thing. Wind, wind, wind. And the wind cries, Mary. Jimi Hendrix, baby. Jimi Hendrix. So, I clear immigration and everything. It's too early. I'm happy. I pick up my other backpack. I traveled with too much luggage. It's too heavy when I was in India. I learned from that experience. I was carrying two big, heavy, really heavy backpacks. I will never do that again. When I went to Mexico, it was lighter, but still a little heavy. Hey, buddy. And then, now that I'm going to start traveling again this December, I'm definitely going with just one backpack and a little day backpack rolled up into the regular backpack to just take out when I need it and all that good stuff. And see, like I told you, this is all on hills. This is hilly here. Hills, hills, hills. And let me just get out of the sun because the sun is beaming, and then it'll just get us to, I might stop the camera, might get the camera to overheat. Ooh, these are some big steps. I'm trying to keep, I feel like Dale Phillip getting my legs here, my leg workout done. Dale Phillip, the YouTuber from Scotland, place where they sell some little things, whatever, some fruit. Ouch. You see, all hills going up. It's all hilly. Then it levels off here for a minute and there's hills again. So I get out of immigration, I pick up my backpacks. It's too early to leave, so I leave the whole airport part, but not the outside. I still stay inside, so I go have a thali or something. I'm a vegetarian. I have it, it was all right. And everything, I ate it. They had a Subway shop too there, Subway sandwich shop with a lot of vegetarian options, but I said, nah, I want something Indian. Something from incredible India. My first meal in India, and now I wanted it to be something American. So I ate something there and I waited until about 7 a.m., 7:30, yeah, 7 a.m. when there's daylight, because my check-in at the Airbnb where I was booked to stay for 4 nights wasn't until like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. to check-in. So I waited until like 7 in the morning, 7:15 something, and I left. Got out and we walked to the tuk-tuk stand and got a tuk-tuk, an official tuk-tuk. I asked the dude how much from here to the metro station. Tells me like 100 rupees. So I said, okay. I said, let's go. Vamos. I didn't say chale chalo because I didn't know that expression at that time. I knew basically no Hindi. No Hindi. So I took it. Then when he took me to the metro station, he's talking to me in English a little bit. And then when I'm about to get off, he says, oh, friend, 200. I'm like, 200? You said 100. Man, come on. But you know, I'm in India, I'm happy. But I haven't even noticed yet that I had already forgotten about all that depression I was experiencing. So I gave him 200 rupees. But I was on a shoestring budget. All my travels since 2018 have been shoestring budget travels. For those of you who do not know what a shoestring budget means you have very little money. Oh, it's windy right now again. Because I can't do anything about the wind or the mic. But let's go anyhow. That means you have very little money. You don't have a lot of money to spend. You gotta watch your spending. You can't just go splurging. So I gave him 200 rupees. I got onto the metro. I paid for the metro token there in Mumbai back in 2019. That the first line that they started building, that they had already in function, in service. And I took the metro line, very nice metro line. I did not make any videos, and if I did, they were lost with my old camera when I accidentally destroyed it, my old Samsung. So I took the metro, Mumbai metro, to the to the Indian railway station, the train that goes locally all the way down to South Mumbai to that station, and then you walk like maybe for 10 or 15 more minutes and you make it to the Gateway of India and the Taj Mahal Royal Palace Hotel. Mangoes. Anybody want mangoes or tangerines? Tangerines for a tangerine dream? Oh, them little bananas. In Colombia, we have these little mini bananas. They call them midget bananas. Not regular bananas, not regular kela. A small kela, very small. They grow like that here in Colombia. They're not very common in the markets, but they grow here and they sell them. They call them murrapus. So I take the train down to South Mumbai and then I walk. I'm so happy, I'm stoked. I'm carrying 2 heavy, and I mean heavy, backpacks. Heavy. This road is being built up, resurfaced, repaved, whatever. So I go, I'm happy. And you know what's the funny thing is, when I got on the train, I had to wait because it was like rush hour, people going to work, a lot of people. So I didn't want to get on the train. People are hanging out the doors from the Indian Railways train, those cars. And I'm like, I don't want to be hanging out from that thing. Heck no. So I waited maybe 35 minutes until I could get into one car. And the funny thing is, when I got into one car, I didn't notice, and I was standing and there were a lot of people, and then all of them were Indian, and I got into that car, and then one of the seats frees up and I sat down because they offered me to sit, some of the Indian dudes, elderly gentlemen there. So I sat down, and then they asked me, oh, where are you from? I said, I'm from the United States, I'm from America. Oh, okay, friend, very good. Next time when you take a train, they asked me, when did you come? I said, today, I just arrived this morning. I said, next time when you take the train, please make sure you read, this is for disabled people. People who are handicapped, disabled. I'm like, oh my goodness. Then I look around and everybody was disabled. Like missing arm, missing leg, using a cane to walking in a very bad way because they have mobility problems. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I felt embarrassed. But it was funny and embarrassing at the same time because, oh my God, this is my first day in India and I do this boo-boo. I made this mistake already. Okay, so I get to the end of the line there. I don't remember the station. I forget the station already. I get off. Benjamin Jenks made a video about that recently when he was in Mumbai, and he posted on his channel, American in India. Benjamin Jenks, American in India. And there's a guy called French, Ride with Frenchie. If you love motorcycle vlogs and then some walking tours, this guy is French. His name is Pierre, but his channel name is Ride with Frenchie. He's using a Ducati there in India, right? And he's traveling through, when you see this, he's already probably finished his travel, of course, but he travels up through the Spiti Valley, Manali, Parvati Valley and everything, and Amritsar, no? Radhe Radhe. So I get down there and I go all the way down to the Gateway of India. It was awesome. I'm walking around, take some pictures with my phone, selfies and everything, make some short videos just to share with my family. I was not a YouTuber at that time, so any of the videos that you see in on my India playlist, I was just not a YouTuber at that time. And I loved it going down there, and then from there I went to the Taj Mahal Royal Palace Hotel. I saw that, it was beautiful. The guys trying to sell you tours, the men and women, to go to Elephant Island are just on you like hawks. Like hawks trying to get their prey quickly, or hyenas sometimes, but that's their business. So after that, which way should I go, George? Let's go this way. After that, I kept walking towards the Queen's Necklace, the promenade, you know, Marine Drive. For those of you who live in Mumbai or have been to Mumbai, Marine Drive, and I walked and explored, and everything is new to me. I love India. It's a whole different world. I'm not that interested in staying here in South America and in Central America and exploring and going to Europe. One day I'll go to a couple of these countries in Europe and in South America, but India and Asia are just totally different. The cultures, the temple architectures, the mosques, especially Indian temples, Hindu temples, Buddhist temples, Jain temples, all the ones that I saw, it was just phenomenal. I was just blown away. And when I was walking towards the Queen's Necklace, everything was just fascinating. I mean, everything was just fascinating to me. Super fascinating. And then I got to the Queen's Necklace, and I saw the Arabian Ocean for the first time in my life, because I couldn't see it from the plane since it was nighttime when we were flying in and everything. So it was just awesome. I mean, the experience was, let's go this way again, let's go this way. The experience was surreal. And then I kept walking north along the Queen's Necklace, and on the right side, because I went back to the right side for a moment instead of the left side, and I ran into this one guy. He started talking to me and everything, and it turned out to be he was a man that he had his business, and that day he was going to do some kind of business deal with his essence, like oil essences that he was making, and he wanted me to give him a blessing. And I didn't understand at the beginning, a blessing, what do you mean a blessing? And then I said, okay, of course, yes, you have my blessing. And then he asked me, please receive this little mogra, this little oil essence called mogra. To this day I remember that name, mogra, because I buy the incense sticks, or my dad buys them for me in Canada and gives them to me, sends them to me. But my dad's now living in Colombia. He retired from life in Canada from work. So the man gives me that mogra incense, the oil essence. And I still have the little bottle right now. I still have it, and I'm probably going to take it back to India with me just as like a good luck charm, like a good luck amulet. It doesn't have any more oil in it, but it still has the smell, the scent, and it's so awesome. It is really so nice to have that. And so I gave him my blessing, he gave me his blessing, welcome to India and all that, and it was beautiful. I remember I didn't have any cologne with me. I didn't buy any cologne, so I used a little bit here, a little bit here, and it smelled good. And then that day I just kept walking north, and then I went all the way up to, I forgot where I went up to. Then I just went back to get the Indian Railways train to go to Grant Road, because I had to get off at Grant Road. And from Grant Road, I had to walk. I had to ask one of the Indian policemen, and then he took me to somebody else because I didn't know how to get to the address on the Airbnb where I was going. That was near the Shore Bazaar, the Shore or Chor Bazaar. And someone kindly pointed me in the way. Indian people are very nice in general. Maybe not everybody, but the ones I met in general were very nice with me. So I started walking towards the Shore Bazaar, but it was difficult to find. I didn't have data. I didn't have an Indian SIM card or anything. And finally I found my Airbnb stay. I went in, very lovely family. They worship Lord Ganesha. And I went, got in, and it happened to be 1 block away from a Jain temple. And about 10 blocks, I can't remember properly, but it's about 10 blocks from the Shore Bazaar, you know, the Thieves Bazaar, if you are familiar with Mumbai. That was the only bazaar I went to. I didn't go to Crawford Market. I didn't go to any of the other bazaars because I didn't know a lot about India. I did my research as much as I could. I only had 4 days. Somebody's getting married. Those flowers on that car, it's because That car is going to be the wedding car to receive the bride and the groom after they get married. And of course, they bring the bride, the woman, in that car to the church, to the chapel. This is public transportation right here. That is public transportation to the small villages, and that's how they pay to go on those things. And that's where they're going like now. Like in India, if you're up in Himalayas, you got those Tata vehicles or Mahindra vehicles, I think is what you have. So I think there's a lot of music playing up the street here, but I want to avoid it. And yeah, the family, beautiful family, received me here. The lady and the husband. The husband didn't speak any English, but the lady did. They were retired elderly people. And basically, that was my first day in Mumbai. My first impressions were I was just blown away by Mumbai. I mean, it was awesome. I loved it to the max, and I'm looking so forward to going back to Mumbai. And I don't know when I'll make it back, but I hope. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm working hard. I hope it's this December 2022. I hope so, but I make no promises, because it's just not, it's difficult to do that, to be able to control one's future or present, anything in terms of the earnings one is making. So yeah, beautiful church. I think the bell just rang once up there. So India, I love it. This is episode 1 of my first impressions, my arrival in India, in Mumbai. In the next video, I'll talk about the other things I did in Mumbai, but that was my first day. I arrived, I relaxed, I took a shower. It had been 2 days since I had taken a shower, 2.5 days basically. The longest I have gone without taking a shower in my life. Believe me, I like to take 2 showers a day, sometimes 3. And that was it. And there was a Jain temple, and then I could hear that Rajasthani music. Some people were playing like Rajasthani music in the distance, and I was just so happy with all of that. It was just awesome. I love India, and this is Colombia, Marinilla. And I hope you have enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to be telling more stories through walking videos here in Colombia, in terms of the towns and cities here where I live, Envigado, Medellin, and the towns nearby. So it's a beautiful day, and remember, subscribe to the channel if you want to support the channel, and more than subscribing, give this a like if you liked it, share with friends, leave comments. Hey, see you in the next episode. Take care. And now I'm leaving the recommended videos, 2 recommendations, and the subscribe button. The subscribe button is the one with my profile picture on it, and all you got to do is tap on that, and it takes you to subscribecity.com. No, I'm just kidding, just to subscribe. It's all free.